Welcome to Big Daddy Bakes. I'm Big Daddy, and today we're going to be making country bread. This bread is really simple. It has just a few ingredients. You shape it into a loaf and then score the top. It's beautiful and you'll want to make this. So let's get to it. I'll show you how to do it. For this recipe you will need 2 packages of instant dry yeast, 1 3/4 cup of warm water, that's between 105 and 110 degrees, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, as well as you'll need 3 cups of bread flour and 2½ cups of all-purpose flour. Later in the recipe you'll need 2 tablespoons of cornmeal and 3 tablespoons of additional all-purpose flour. Alright, to start this recipe off, I've put my 1 3/4 cup of water in the bowl. I'm going to add my yeast, and I'm also going to add the tablespoon of sugar. Now, I'm going to mix this up very thoroughly. And I'm going to let this sit for about 15 minutes. I want to make sure that the yeast plumps up and you'll be able to see the frothiness on the bowl. So, back in 15. Alright, so I'm going to add the rest of my ingredients at this point. So I'm going to put the 2½ cups of flour in. This is the AP flour. I'm going to put the lemon juice, and I'm going to let this mix for just a minute. Alright, then I'm going to add most of the bread flour. I'm probably going to keep out about 1/2 cup or so. May need it, I may not. It's just according to the weather. Dryness of your house, the dryness of the flour. Then I'm also going to put in my salt. And then I'm going to turn this on and I'm going to let it knead for about 8 minutes. Okay, so our dough is nice and elastic, very smooth, and I'm going to put it in the bowl that's been sprayed with some spray, and I'm going to let this rise until it's double in bulk, which will take about an hour, maybe just a little later. Alright, so our dough has risen. It's doubled in volume. You can see it's very puffy. I'm going to punch it down. I'm going to turn it out on my board. And I'm going to get my pan prepped. I've already sprayed the pan with some oil, and I'm going to add some cornmeal. Alright, and I'll use that in just a moment. So I'm going to cut this into a half. So they're roughly the same size. If you're anal, you can always go and use a scale. And I'm just going to put these together, make it into a nice round. This dough is soft and lovely. Alright, so that's going to be our nice. Now this is going to rise again. They'll get much bigger, of course, as they rise. And then we'll slash the tops, and I will show you how to do that once these have risen. It's going to take 45 minutes to an hour for them to double again. Our bread has risen to double its size. Somehow I didn't get this recorded correctly, so here is how to slash the bread. Take a clean, sharp razor blade and slash about 1/8 of an inch in 2 or 3 places, then slash 2 or 3 lines in the next direction. You are now ready to bake for 25 to 30 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So here's our bread after it's come out of the oven. So I scored it, and then it baked for about 25 minutes. And you can tell they're done if they sound hollow on the bottom. Or you can stick a thermometer in and it should read right around 190 degrees. But these little loaves are lovely. It's really good with soups or salad. Thank you so much for joining us here on Big Daddy Bakes. If you like what we do, please subscribe and also share with a friend. Thank you so much. I'm going to add the salt, shiza.